Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. There is a story about a climbing expedition of 9 total, 5 South Koreans and 4 Nepali guides that were also climbers, part of the team. Right now, eight of them are definitely confirmed dead, and one is still missing. And it's likely that nobody survived. So this person here is a rather famous climber, Kim Chang Ho. In the middle there, he set several world records in climbing that are part of this New York Times piece. I was looking at the various articles to kind of see what happened. It's not exactly, there was a violent storm, but in this New York Times article, it says they died on Friday after falling off a cliff during the storm, the South Korean Foreign Ministry said on Saturday. I don't think that's actually, I'm not sure that that's accurate, actually, but that's just the South Korean Foreign Ministry that's putting out a statement, I believe, according to, the person in charge of the expedition in Nepal. It seems as though they were killed because of just the extremely violent storm that also, I think, triggered a massive avalanche. Although I don't believe that the avalanche, at least according to one of the officials here, one of the experts, killed them either, because all the bodies were seen from a helicopter. That's how they know they're dead. But the conditions are actually, so they were able to see. I'll read part of this, but I'm just going to kind of summarize before I go into it. And I don't even know if these other 2 individuals were part of the other 5, the total 5 South Koreans that were part of this team, who began camping at the, they've been camping at this base. I think that's at 11,000 feet. It's Mount Gurja in the Himalayan mountains in Nepal, which is, north of India, south of China, the Himalayan mountains. Mount Gurja is the name of where they were camped, but that is actually at an elevated position as well. And then I think it's another 20,000 feet to get it to the top of Mount Gurja. I'm not positive of that, but in any event, they had been camped there since the beginning of October, and they were just waiting for a window, the proper window of weather, to begin their ascension. So, but a massive storm that also triggered a huge avalanche seem to have killed them. And according to the reports, their tents are just are scattered, and the bodies are scattered as well. But they're on top of the snow, so they were able to see them visibly from a helicopter. But the conditions are still so rough. The wind conditions are so strong, they can't land to retrieve any of the bodies. They can just only confirm it from sight. And I think that's enough to actually know that they're not alive. So. But they also said in the reports, like, trees are broken. Some massive, violent storm killed them. Whether they were actually in the process of climbing, I don't know. I mean, it just seems doubtful, given that I think they're at the base, and I'm just not sure. I mean, that's what it appears after reading some of the reports. So, for instance, this is Kathmandu, I think. South China Morning Post, excuse me. And here it says, we assume the incident happened because of a snowstorm, because trees are broken and the tents are scattered. Even the dead bodies are scattered, police spokesman Salish Thapa said, adding that a 9th climber may also be missing. And so a 9th body hasn't been located, but I think the likelihood is that he didn't survive either, but we just don't know. A helicopter reached the site and managed to land just above the expedition's team's camp, but were unable to retrieve any bodies. Everything is gone. All the tents are blown apart. The conditions were too icy to continue the search. And it continues. The group of South Korean climbers and their Nepali guides had been camped at the foot, 7,193 meter Mount Gurja, since early October, waiting for a window of good weather so they could attempt to reach the summit. The South Korean climber Kim Chang Ho, who in 2013 became the fastest person to summit the world's 14 highest mountains without using supplemental oxygen, was leading the expedition, according to a government-issued climbing permit. Kim is believed to be among the dead, officials said. And that is this individual here in the middle. And I don't know, though. I'm just assuming that these other two individuals were part of the 5-member team of the South Koreans. And this is another picture of them. It's not labeled at all, and this is the Kathmandu Post. But I'm fairly certain that this person here is Kim Chang-ho, the person pictured in the center here in 2017. 4 years earlier, I believe this is him pictured. I don't know if, that looks quite a bit like that individual, but I don't know that for a fact, So, it's obviously just terrible. An entire team of men just killed. It's terrible. So there was a massive avalanche hits climbers in Nepal. 5 South Koreans among 9 killed. Some were saying they're all killed, but right now other reports are just stating that they've only located 8 bodies, 4 Nepalis and 4 South Koreans. At least 9 climbers, including 5 South Korean nationals, have been killed in a massive avalanche which devastated their camp on Nepal's Mount Gurja. The expedition organizers said on Saturday the unexpected violent storm buried the climbers at the base camp at an altitude of 3,500 meters near the south face of Mount Dalaguri in western Nepal. 5 South Korean climbers, including team leader Kim Chang-ho. Other deceased South Koreans have been identified. Heavy snowstorm followed by a landslide buried the base camp at an altitude of 3,500 meters when the climbers were awaiting fair weather to move towards the higher camp. I don't think that photographs of them, but I don't know. Pretty tragic, man. I mean, it's pretty awful. And it said something about he was looking to, name, like go on a certain path and name it something in honor of the unification of North and South Korea. Darn it. I know I had that somewhere. I might have to stop and check that out again. No, I think it's in here. Rescuers said Saturday they had located the bodies of 8 climbers near Mount Gurja's base, which sits more than 11,000 feet above sea level, but helicopters could not land in the area long enough to retrieve them because of strong winds and the remoteness of the camp. The nearest police station is a 3-day walk. A police spokesman in Nepal said it was unlikely that an avalanche had struck the team because the bodies were not buried. He noted that the storm was particularly strong, their tents were destroyed, and the dead bodies were scattered. Among the dead was Kim Chang-ho, a decorated climber who had scaled the world's 14 tallest peaks, including Mount Everest, in a record time span of 7 years and 10 months, according to South Korean mountaineering officials. He was also one of the few climbers who summited those peaks without the aid of supplemental oxygen. It's pretty amazing. Endless glaciers under my feet make my heart throb, Mr. Kim once quoted as saying. I feel like I should discover every corner of the Himalayas. Mr. Kim had flown to Nepal last month to find a new route to the summit of Mount Gurja. His team planned to name the route Korean Way, One Korea, unification of North and South Korea, the Korea Alpine Federation said. That's what I was looking for. Officials identified the other South Korean climbers. Accidents from storms and avalanches occur with regularity in Nepal, home to many of the world's tallest peaks. And that is the story there, man. All right. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. Please subscribe to my channel, please. and I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.